Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest. As usual, we start with Andres Iniesta, who talks Xavi, Pedri, Messi return, Lewandowski, Pique, Busquets, Modric, UCL exit. In a recent interview, we are going to be discussing on what the Barca legend had to say about those topics. Then to conclude this episode, we are going to be talking about Mikel Arteta, the coach of Arsenal, as it has been reported that the Arsenal boss is seen as a future managerial candidate at Barcelona. We're also going to be discussing on that. So guys, before we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are very welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Andres Iniesta recently sat down for a candid interview with Dario AS, during which he discussed his former club Barcelona's current plight, the rumors of Lionel Messi returning to Camp Nou, the rivalry with Real Madrid, as well as his opinions or his ambitions for the future once he calls time on his footballing career. Talking on Barcelona's elimination from Champions League, Iniesta said, "You are right that from here out of focus, everything looks different. I want Barca and the people I know and appreciate to do well. Since Xavi came in, the evolution has been very positive and the current squad is super complete in all lines. But there are things that happen and the Champions League is decided by details. He could have won a match against Bayern and Inter, but it didn't happen." On Pedri's comments about Barcelona not belonging to the Champions League, Iniesta said, "Talking about failure is relative because it has been tried with all the strength. It is a disappointment and much more, adding it to all those that have arrived in recent years." Then on what is going wrong for Barca in Europe, Iniesta said, "I honestly don't know, but it is clear that some things are not being done well or not enough to change that dynamic. I have also suffered hard setbacks, the last one in Rome. We haven't been able to handle those details that I'm talking about and that decide playoffs and matches. The feeling is that necessary step is missing to cross the line." On his conversations with Xavi, he said, "We maintain frequent contact, but when we talk, we don't talk about tactics or rivals. He is doing something that he wanted, he is prepared for it, and he is also at home. He knew the enormous challenge that he was facing, and as a friend, what I wish is that he succeeds. Everything goes as possible very well for him." On Messi's potential return to Barcelona, he said, "It doesn't seem easy, of course, but I'm not Leo or Laporta and I can't predict what may happen in the future." On whether he would like to see Messi return, he said, "More than liking me, he has to like it and see if he could give himself the opportunity." On Gerard Piqué and Sergio Busquets being whistled, he said, "It is something that no one likes and does not like, regardless of whether they are colleagues or friends. That your fans whistle you is not pleasant, but we know that Barca is a very demanding and particular club. These are situations, that have occurred throughout history with great players and people express what they feel at that moment. Both Busquets and Gerrard are at Barca because they still have the ability to perform. We would all like this not to happen, but if they do, it is because the club's level of demand." On the La Liga title race, he said, "There is still a lot left and the World Cup in the middle. Both Barcelona and Real Madrid will fight until the end. I always put a little more on Barca because the hard push, but there are also teams like Betis and Real Sociedad that are very strong and will give you a fight." On the Clasico defeat, he said, "I saw it balanced, although in the second half, Barca had more chances. What happens is that Madrid is very effective. A ready-made team, they play with a lot of confidence and you have to do things very well to beat them." On Barca activating the economic levers, he said, "If the club have done it, it is because they have, thought about it well, and surely the situation that existed has forced them to make that decision that they would not have wanted to adopt in a normal situation. Hopefully, the economic effort is accompanied by titles and everything goes well, because there have been very difficult years externally, not only in sports. Barca needs stability beyond football. On Robert Lewandowski, he said, he is a spectacular footballer. He already knew that. In addition to scoring many goals, he has brilliant technical maneuvers and physical power. He is a player who will be key for Barca, not only because of his goal scoring, but because of what he has to transmit to the youngest members of the team and of the players in general. On Pedri being labeled the new Iniesta, he said, it will not affect or condition him at all. Pedri enjoys playing football and he doesn't care about the Bernabeu or his own, his town square. That shows, and that's why I don't think it influences him. Comparisons are not pleasant because they are just noise. I have my story and he has to do his own. And he has enough potential to be a benchmark in his team and in the national team. On Luka Modric, Iniesta said, we are players with different profiles, but at the same time, similar in terms of position on the field, conception of the game, handling the ball. He is one of the best midfielders there is and will ever be. He's a reference for his team, and it is not easy to spend so many years at a club like Madrid making a difference. On Modric Casemiro Cruz trident, he said, that Madrid trident is one of the best that have ever existed. They have won many titles, and without a doubt, he is one of the best. Just like us, that I have enjoyed playing alongside Xavi and Busquets, I have not experienced again. On Karim Benzema's Ballon d'Or win, he said, the one who wins it is always the just winner. On whether he wants to return to Barca, he said, I can't say for sure, but I would like to go back and do it in a function in which I feel qualified to continue contributing. On if he wishes to manage the Barcelona team, he said, today I cannot say that this is my dream. I would love to return to Barca at some point and train to do well in something that I like. I don't know if it's a coach or sports director. It's not something I know for sure yet. What is certain is that I will never have another dream as big as being a footballer. Then on to the next story of discussion. Barcelona highly value the work done by Mikel Arteta at Arsenal and see him as a managerial candidate for the future, according to Luis Miguel Sanz of Sport. Arteta trained at Barca's La Masia Youth Academy in the early stages of his playing career before leaving in 2002. Having retired in 2016 after his stint at Arsenal, the Spaniard joined Pep Guardiola's coaching staff at Manchester City. After 3 years as an assistant under the former Barcelona manager, Arteta was handed over the reins of Arsenal in December 2019, where he replaced Unai Emery, and so far the 40-year-old has done a solid job. Arteta has gotten the team playing an attractive brand of football and has nurtured young talents like Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Martin Odegaard. Having won the FA Cup and the Community Shield, he has now led Arsenal to the top of Premier League table this season. All this has not gone unnoticed at Barcelona, who admire the work that Arteta has been doing at the Emirates Stadium, so much so that the Blaugrana see the 40-year-old as a candidate to manage the Catalan club in the future. Barca currently have Xavi Hernandez as their first-team manager, and there is no immediate plan to replace him. In fact, the club want Xavi to remain in charge for a long time. But if and when the time comes for separation of ways, Arteta will be a candidate that Barca will consider strongly. Having come through the La Masia system, he knows the values of the club, while working under Guardiola has only further helped him polish those ideologies. So Arteta is seen as a good fit at Barcelona, but as iterated earlier, there is no plan to replace Xavi now, who enjoys the full support of the club directors despite the recent stumbles in the UEFA Champions League. So guys, with that we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.